Good morning. Welcome to Weisenbaker
Morning.
Homestead. Today we're going to show you how we put together nesting boxes for our rabbit colony.
Okay, so we have our 5-gallon bucket, and we have a lid on it, and so we're going to make this a nesting box for a colony. So what we're going to do is just kind of start it and just kind of edit our way into a window we wanted to be able to make so the rabbits can get in and out. Not an actual window, but like an opening that we're going to cut out so that the rabbits can get in and out, and she can have her babies in there, and we can still be able to kind of see in there just to see what's going on. But this will keep it waterproof. There's a lid with a seal, and then there's no holes in the bucket, so they'll be out of the weather. I mean, they're covered anyway, but it'll make sure that it keeps the wind and everything off of them like a nesting box should. I'm just going to use an oscillating tool. This is just a cheap one from the Blue Box store, but just going to use the regular. I don't know if I did a video on how to sharpen it or how to re-sharpen these so that you can keep using them. But just take a file. I have a triangle file that I make new teeth with. So that gives you about 6 inches in the bottom, and keeps it dry on the top. And to get all these little burrs off, I'll just run a knife around the edge and kind of deburr it. Just kind of knocks the burrs off. Just run it perpendicular to that little cut, and it'll clean all the little burrs off. And inside and outside. Okay, so for the nesting boxes, it's real important to have a good lip from where the bedding is, because otherwise the babies will crawl out and they'll get cold and die. So the rabbits will pull fur and actually cover the babies up to keep them warm. And also you want to make sure there's a little bit of hay in here, and then she'll put hay in here as well. But you just want to make sure they don't open their eyes so they can't really see anything for the first week or two. So they just, roll and crawl and stuff, and they'll crawl right out if there's not a barrier to keep them in. Also, from nursing, they'll stay attached when the mom jumps out, and if she doesn't have a lip that she has to jump over, they won't fall off whenever she's nursing. So you just want to make sure there's a good lip to catch them. And like I said, this one's got about, it's probably close to 6 inches, probably 5.5 inches. So you just want to make sure you have, a good couple inches for bedding, and then a couple inches, so they don't get out. This is the finished product. This will go right in. Just want to make sure the lid's on tight so it keeps water out of the bottom, but there should be bedding in there anyway. This kind of lets them, usually they would do it in the ground, so this kind of lets them go down while actually staying in a colony setting. Ours is movable, and also ours has a little bit of fencing around the edge of the bottom in case predators try to dig in. So they can't really dig in the ground to have their babies. So this is an excellent nesting box for them to have their babies in.
Okay, so the way that we're going to put it in the colony is going to be top down, because that's the wider base and it's more heavy. Our rabbits like to play on these nesting boxes like they're a jungle gym. So you could, if you wanted to, flip it the other way and have the lid up, but we prefer the lid down. That way they are less likely to knock it over when they're playing with it.
Here's one we already have set up in there. As you can tell, it's buried about 2.5 to 3 inches deep in our bedding so that they don't knock it over.
Okay, so as you guys can see in here, we have, Beaver, get out of the way, buddy. We have the nesting box buried as much as we can, so that way it'll mimic a den that they would have normally. They like to have their babies in a safe place. And then there's our other nesting box. We should have our 2 black does in here, if you've seen them. They may or may not be having babies soon. That's the thing with colonies, you never quite know when they're going to be due. So you just wake up to a fun little surprise.